Reading Srimad Bhagavatam 4:28-52. Brahmana Vacha Atvam Kasyasi Kovayam Sayano Yasya Sochasi Janasi Kim Sakayam Mam Yanagre Vichachartaha. Brahmana Vachaha. The learned Brahmana said, Ka, who, Tvam, you, Kasya, whose, Asi, are you, Kaha, who, Va, oh, I am, this man, Sayanaha, lying down, Yasya, for whom, Sochasi, you are lamenting, Janasi, Kim, do you know, Sakayam, friend, Mam, me, Yena, with whom, Agre, formally, Vichacharta, you consulted, certainly. The Brahmana inquired as follows, who are you? Whose wife or daughter are you? Who is the man lying here? Appears you are lamenting for this dead body. Don't you recognize me? I am your eternal friend. You may remember that many times in the past you have consulted me. Please respond. The Brahmana inquired as follows. Who are you? Whose wife or daughter are you? Who is the man lying here? It appears you are lamenting for this dead body. Don't you recognize me? I am your eternal friend. You may remember that many times in the past you have consulted me. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. When a person's relative dies, renunciation is automatically visible. Consultation with the Super Soul seated within everyone's heart is possible only when one is completely free from the contamination of material attachment. One who is sincere and pure gets an opportunity to consult with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in His Paramatma feature, sitting within everyone's heart. The Paramatma is always the Chaitya Guru, the spiritual master within, and he comes before one externally as the instructor and initiator spiritual master. The Lord can reside within the heart, and He can also come out before a person and give him instruction. Thus the spiritual master is none different from the Super Soul sitting within the heart. An uncontaminated soul or living entity can get a chance to meet the Paramatma face to face, just as one gets a chance to consult with the Paramatma within his heart. One who gets a chance to see him actually situated before him, then one can take instruction from the Super Soul directly. It is the duty of the pure devotee to see the bona fide spiritual master and consult with the Super Soul within the heart. When the Brahmana asked the woman who the man lying on the floor was, she answered that he was her spiritual master and that she was perplexed about what to do in his absence. Such a time the Super Soul immediately appears, provided the devotee is purified in heart and following the direction of the spiritual master. A sincere devotee who follows the instruction of the spiritual master certainly gets direct instruction from his heart, from the Super Soul. Thus a sincere devotee is always helped directly or indirectly by the spiritual master and the Super Soul. This is confirmed in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Guru Krishna Prasadapaya, Bhaktilata Beach. If the devotee serves the spiritual master sincerely, Krishna automatically becomes pleased. Yasha Prasada, Bhagavad Prasada. By satisfying the spiritual master, one automatically satisfies Krishna. Thus the devotee becomes enriched by both the spiritual master and Krishna. The Super Soul is eternally the friend of the living entity and always remains with him. The Super Soul has always been ready to help the living entity even before the creation of this material world. It is therefore stated here, Yena Agre Vichacharata. The word Agre means before the creation. Thus the Super Soul has been accompanying the living entity since before the creation. Om Jnanatimidandasya Jnanam Jnana Shalakaya Chakshudan Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Satpitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Kadamam Dadati Svapadandikam Deham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Sagajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Saji Shadvitam Savadutam Parajanam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devu Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Jai Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Sapta Kanchana Gurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shavanu Chita Devi Pranamame Hare Priye Vancha Kalpataro Vyascha Kripa Sindhubhe Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namarom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityanando Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So thank you very much for joining in our Srimad Bhagavatam class. So here you can see that the Super Soul manifested as a Brahmana to talk to Vidarbhi. Vidarbhi is the wife of King Malayadwaja, who has just now passed away. Yes? So why, as we explained, why didn't the Lord come personally to talk to her? Because she was not very pure. See? So the Lord came as a Brahmana to give her direction. So this point is very important, that if a person, as Prabhupada said, makes the point here, that if we are sincere in our service to our spiritual master, then Krishna becomes obligated to help the conditioned soul. Prabhupada is making this very important point. So sincerity is the sum and substance of spiritual progress. Because like here, the spiritual master for her has departed. So usually when this happens, I remember in my case, when Prabhupada left, it was a complete disaster. We did not know what to do, what not to do. We were utterly confused. Because at that time, although we had the books and letters, and when the books and letters came later, actually we didn't have the letters, we didn't have the book, it's only 10 free, and we were not so much well versed in the philosophy, you know. I remember it was a very difficult time. I was kind of totally confused what to do, what not to do. Because when Prabhupada was there, it was very nice. You know, we just, anything we consult him, he gives direction. Said, do like this, do like that. You know, you see how Prabhupada, you know, everybody is so happy. But when he left, wow, this is like, we don't know what to do, what not to do. So much of confusion. Especially when some of the God brothers, they took up the role prematurely as becoming a guru. You know, we could see they did not know, and they were not very pure. Practically they were not pure. So we were very much disturbed, and then we had to worship them. Another problem. You know, I remember I went 1979 to Mayapur, and there were 12 Vyasa sons. Prabhupada one in the center, and there was, 11 more. I remember I had to go and offer flower to each guy and I had to bow down 12 times. We were confused. Totally chaos. The movement was, even now it is a mess. So you see, there is a point here that she, when the spiritual master left, she was completely, she's crying, you know what to do. Okay? Is it the point? Fortunately, she is very sincere because husband is a pure devotee. The Lord appeared to give her direction. Is it the point? Of course, at that time, I don't think I was pure and any Brahmana came to talk to us. It was not. So, what to do? Correct? Because you have to connect with the Super Soul. So, what to do? And that's why in the previous verse it is explained that one must learn how to do what? Vani Seva. Okay. So what is Vani Seva? What is Vani Seva? Correct. How you follow his instruction? How? How?
Associating with you.
You have to know the instruction first, right? How do you know the instruction? You must hear his instruction, correct? Yes or not? So you have to read, you have to hear. This is very important, Have to hear what Prabhupada said, because that's why the purport is very important. Yes? Correct. Now we are reading who died here, what died. We won't understand what's head and tail of this. Correct? Do you understand? Oh, some Brahmana came. But you see the purport Prabhupada explaining, how important the purport. They are very relevant. For you, you don't have that experience because, you were not there when Prabhupada left the body, So, it's not something that, I don't know, you experiencing. But because for me, it was Prabhupada was there and then Prabhupada passed away, and we were so attached to him. So that feeling, was very painful actually, very painful. I remember the day, I heard the news, Prabhupada left. Wow, it was like, I was so much interested in going to see him. 1977, I was going to go in 78 to go meet Prabhupada. And then on November, I think it was November 14, 1977, we heard the news that Prabhupada left. I think I heard the news on the next day, because he left in the night, So I heard on the 14, 15 maybe, and we were shattered. I was crying all day, what to do. Anyway, this is just I'm remembering because this purport is pretty much close to what I experienced. So it is very, very painful that Prabhupada left. So this is the point actually, what kept us going, because many people lose faith and they leave also. I think among the 5,000 disciples, hardly you can count how many are left. Many, as I've always said, Prabhupada also said, that the real test of your spiritual life is not when the spiritual master is there. The real test is when the spiritual master is no more there. So how to understand the instruction and follow, that's very, what we say, a crucial test for the sincerity of the disciple. You understand this point? I mean, to keep yourself going is already tough, and then you have to keep your whole congregation going, that's another thing altogether. To give advice and consult and, give you the moral encouragement. It is not, I would say, an easy thing to do. I mean, looking back, in my career, I have already done more than 45 years of my spiritual life, and facing so many obstacles in the process, it was very challenging, it still is challenging. So to consult Prabhupada, it's very, very, very important. So Prabhupada's instruction is so important. I remember for my kids, I took first initiation from Prabhupada, and then I had to take my second from Hansadutta. When that I thought when Prabhupada said these are the gurus, then Prabhupada said even a dog is a guru, I will do it. No, Prabhupada said. At the time it was like Prabhupada said. Because we don't know, we didn't read the instruction. So, especially in my situation, very confusing. Especially it says in the scripture that you cannot have two spiritual masters. When you have two spiritual masters, then it becomes very disturbing in your mind. And in the CC is also said, one should always have one initiating spiritual master. So it becomes very, and then you are having complete love with Prabhupada, and someone is coming and say, no, now you stop your love from Prabhupada, you should love me now. What to do? This is like a real yo-yo, stuff. Because you didn't have the experience. I was put in that kind of situation. What to do now? You understand? And if you go and say you are Prabhupada disciple, the other guys will say, no, you are not Prabhupada disciple. I said, then, and you don't have any love for that person because you don't have love, finished. Love is not something you cannot try to, artificially do that. That's not possible. So it was like a real, difficult time for me, going through this experience. And of course, I had to fight this. And I did not have any understanding at that time of the scripture also. I didn't even know, until in I think it was in 1987 or 88. I didn't even know. I mean, I joined in 75. In 1988, how many years is that? Huh? 88, maybe 89. How many years is that? I didn't even know how devotional service work. I did not know how does devotional service work, how. I was just faith in Prabhupada, chanting. You understand? So without instruction, without knowledge, totally confused, what to do. But of course, I had faith. That was very crucial, and that sincerity in the Prabhupada, and carried on the morning program very, I would say determinedly. There was not one day that I missed the program. Carry on chanting and reading. I was reading. I read all Prabhupada books by that time, maybe beginning 2 times, maybe 1 time, 5 times, maybe like that. But I was not understanding the instruction very clearly. So it was actually a very, very challenging situation. It's like this point here, to get direction from the Super Soul. So how then, you get the strength? How? So it is explained that one who has implicit faith in Guru and Krishna, then yes, this automatically revealed to you. So then of course we had the good fortune of hearing from other devotees about how Prabhupada wanted the system of initiation to be implemented. So initially there was very big doubt, and all these people unscrupulously took up the position as gurus, and on top of that they were falling down. I remember in 1980, and 1979, 1980, 81, 82, this Hansadutta, he fell down. Unheard of in the history, we don't know what to do. Hey, how come Guru can fall down? So some people don't accept the fact that Guru fall down, and they just can go. Yesterday I showed you the video, right? This man said the Guru can be drunkard, Guru can be anything. You simply blindly follow him. You know what I mean? How does that work, You blindly follow some guy. So that situation was with us. This guy fallen down, what to do? Of course, he was not, I didn't accept him as my Guru. I remember very clearly in that situation, I was caught in a fix, I did not know what to do. So I remember Prabhupada came into my dream at that juncture. I was in a room with Prabhupada, and Prabhupada is getting massage. And then in this massage, this Hansadutta and party were massaging Prabhupada. And then Hansadutta told Prabhupada, that's enough, But I could see in Prabhupada's face that he was not satisfied with the service. He wanted more, Then Prabhupada was signaling to me, you come, you come. So then I took it as Prabhupada's guidance telling me to, you come out of this guy, you come. So I took that direction and I left and I went to India. This happened in 1982. So I took it as Prabhupada is telling me to leave this so-called person. And sure enough, it was the right decision. I left and I went to India. And of course I was very disgusted with the whole thing, and I at that juncture I practically lost faith with the whole ISKCON so-called management. I didn't have any more faith in that. I wanted to leave actually. I made my plans to leave. I don't want to be a devotee anymore. That's it. So I was trying to go. I went to Malaysia. I picked up a devotee who was my friend, Ambarish. And we went all the way to Thailand. And in Thailand, in Bangkok, if you don't know the address, there was a temple, ISKCON temple. I didn't want to go there at all. I went to one Lakshmi Narayan temple. They have one Lakshmi Narayan temple there. So I think we just go there and see. So we went there, and outside the temple, there's devotee distributing books. Hey Prabhu, what are you doing here? I know, I just came, So no, I finished book distribution, we can go to the temple. Again, I was forced to the temple. I mean, I could see Krishna just didn't want me to leave. So then I went to the temple and I was helping out in the service there, but in my heart I was not into it anymore. I was going to leave, So I thought that, all right, I will go, since I have a lot of time, I will go to the north of Thailand, cross over to Burma, and then go on the Burmese route and go to India. I mean, that was quite adventurous. So I went to Myitkyina, right on the north. No, not Myitkyina. Myitkyina is in, I think the border. Then I crossed over, and then I met some people, because Burmese, there are a lot of Indian, Tamil also, Burmese there. So I met this Tamil man, he says, what do you want to do? I said, I want to go, He says, it's very dangerous, because you coming foreign passport, and you cannot go overland, you must fly in. You come in overland, and the police checkpoint, and many, they stop you, they shoot you, finish. I said, wow. I said, all right. I came back to Bangkok. Then I bought a ticket and I flew from Bangkok to Calcutta, fixed in my mind that I am not going to the Hare Krishna temple. No more, I don't want to go. So I am just relating to you the experiences, how we go through at the point when the spiritual master is not there with you, how is guiding. So then in the plane, I was fixed that I am not going to this ISKCON temple at all, because Mayapur is big, Calcutta, all big temples. Beside my seat in the plane, beside my seat, a devotee sitting. I said, Prabhu, no, the car is waiting in the airport, we will go together, you please, don't worry, we will pick you up. And then he gave me some money, because I am foreigner, I can carry dollars inside, he couldn't carry. And sure enough, to the airport, was picked up, straight I went to Calcutta temple again. I was thinking, wow, what is this? I didn't like Calcutta temple at all, it's very, what we say, austere. Albert Road, I don't know, you've been there. You have been there, right? You've seen the temple. Now, of course, maybe now they have made it better. I'm talking about 1982. 1982. So I was forced again to the temple, and I didn't like staying in the temple at all because it's very austere there. So that time Bhakti Charu met me and said, Prabhu, tomorrow I'm going to Mayapur, you come along. And so I was taken to Mayapur. And in Mayapur I was kind of, hanging around. And then Jayapataka, he met me and he said, I'm going to go by bus party downstairs, safari, so you come with me. Because they all know that I was coming out of Singapore, I'm in a disturbed position, they were trying to kind of help me out, So, okay, I don't know, maybe they want to make me their man, that's another thing, because the man coming from Singapore, So then I waited in Mayapur for some time and he was not, getting ready, so now I left. Determined again not to go back to ISKCON. I went down south, went to Tirupati, met somebody, I wanted to collect some money, he owes me. And then I went to Bombay. From Bombay I wanted to get a visa to go into, the time there was this bus that goes from Delhi all the way to London, It's called the Chapati Express. You pay $300 and you go. Now you have? Now you have, huh? I don't know, you want to try that, but I was so, determined that I just don't want to have anything to do with this ISKCON and I want to, So I went to Bombay to get the visa. They said, no, you have to go to Delhi. So I went to Delhi I have to go and get the Iranian visa, Iran. And Iran at that time, they had this hostage crisis, American embassy was seized, there was big problem. And then the embassy said, you cannot, you want to get visa, it takes 8 weeks, I said, 8 weeks for the visa? He said, yeah. So, okay, I put the application in and then I went back to the Delhi temple and said, right, you stay here, you must do all this service and all. I was not into it, I went to one friend's house. I wanted to stay with him and he said, look, my daughter, she is very young. I said, I am not in this mood to get married or anything. I quickly came back to the temple. I said, Hare Krishna. At that time I met Bhakti's Ananda Swarup Swami. And he told me that, hey, Sundar Gopāl, what you doing here? I said, no, I just came, No, you travel with me, you come travel with me. I said, what you doing? No, I'm doing the bus party down in Karnataka, you travel with me. I said, okay, no choice for me, what else I got to do? So I started traveling in the bus party and going and, whole Karnataka, practically Belgaum, Darwa, Hassan, Shimoga, travel all over the place, But I was getting bored, I was not, I would say, convinced about it. Because I wanted to go from India to go all the way to Europe and then meet my brother who is staying in Sweden, I wanted to do that, because of all these problems that I had gone through. So then, as I was making plans like this, then Ananda Swarup said, hey, Tamal Krishna is coming, why don't you travel with him? I said, all right. So I traveled with him, South India, going to all the holy places. And almost at the end of the tour, Tamal said, hey, why don't you come and work with me in the United States? I said, all right, what to do now, So of course, then I tried to get the visa and then I went to America, I landed in America. The day I was leaving America, and I think it was June 1983, June. I remember very clearly. there was a newspaper ad that says Hansudutta is now, what is that word? Excommunicated. So I was thinking, oh, he's no more there. So okay, maybe I should go back to Singapore. No, then I decided, no, I think I will go and see America. How Prabhupada preached in America. Because there are two places the Prabhupada did more service, India and America. So of course I saw India, traveled all of the places, temples, this, that. And then I went to America. And I worked in America for another 1.5 years. And I was, at the end of 1984, I was feeling not very enthusiastic working with Tamal Krishna at the time. Then I decided, no, I'm coming back to Singapore. So I could see that how I was planning to leave and be away from Krishna consciousness, but Krishna never allowed me to do that. I was, always, somehow or other Krishna just never let me go. Then I came back here in 1985, April I think. After I finished in Mayapur festival, I came back. And yes, from that 85 onwards, I became very determined to put Krishna consciousness in Singapore again. Because when I left and when I came back, there was practically nothing here. Nothing at all, you just revive the whole thing all over again. So why I am relating this story is that, because this is a situation that the devotees will have to face in the spiritual life. But if we have strong association, then it is a saving grace. So association is very important. Of course, if you can have association with the Super Soul, that's the best, can talk to. But to associate with the Super Soul, we have to become very pure, as Prabhupada said here. Okay? So otherwise, we have to rely on our spiritual master and his instruction 100%. If we determinedly take shelter of Prabhupada and his instruction, then because in my travel, I noticed one thing, that although all my so-called God brothers wanted to kind of engage me, but they had an ulterior motive. They wanted to reinitiate me again, so that they want to make me their disciple. Because for them, I'm Prabhupada first. They think because second is not there, so they think I can be. I didn't fall for that, because in my heart I was convinced that Prabhupada is my Guru. I remember one incident when I was in Dallas. Tamal Krishna Maharaj was, grilling, I was in tears actually that time. He said, no, you must accept me as the Guru. I said, no, I cannot. And your heart is so small, you only have room for Prabhupada. I said, yes. I was really disgusted with his behavior. And then he said, no, all Prabhupada disciples should be reinitiated. I said, what? Prabhupada disciples should be reinitiated? Said, look at this. Challenges. Of course, I didn't buckle. I didn't buckle at all. When I saw America, I saw how Prabhupada, I went to different cities, I saw New Vrindavan, I saw many places. So that gave me a lot of, experiences. But I was fixed. I was fixed that Prabhupada is my spiritual master, and that's it. So you see how without instruction of Prabhupada, without knowing what actually Prabhupada said, you see how difficult it is for your spiritual life. You understand? So therefore we need to hear this instruction very thoroughly and understand and develop that faith. That's why in our ISKM, when we teach you, We are showing you what Prabhupada said. Yes or not? Is it not?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Any question you can ask. The answer is there in the book. Prabhupada said that. If you have any doubt, you read my book. The answer is there. If you don't find it, you read again, Prabhupada. Of course, at that time, there's nobody to help, who to help. Of course, Prabhupada is there to read Prabhupada and understand. So over the years, I guess, by the mercy of Prabhupada, one by one, all these instructions, they were revealed. And I think that has solidified my faith and also to help many others, that they don't have to go through this so-called nonsense. They don't have to go through that. Can you imagine you have to take somebody and he falls down? What would be your faith like? What you will do? Say, no, I think I had enough. I will go and yes or not? Yes. So this is the contribution, the unique contribution, how to strengthen our faith in Srila Prabhupada. So that should be an example. I guess Krishna made me go through all these things so that I can strengthen myself and perhaps help others also to have more faith in Prabhupada. This is very important. As it says here, that because she was very sincere, Krishna came out as Brahman to give instruction. See? So we need to become sincere. And sincere means 100% following the four principles, following the instruction of Prabhupada, associating with the devotees, and submissively inquiring, and then having faith. That's very important. The faith is very important. If the faith is shaken, then it's finished. Then everything is gone. This is the point that we have to understand. Spiritual life means spiritual master. If spiritual master is not there, then there is no spiritual life. So anything we can break, but that faith with spiritual master we cannot break. Of course, I am talking about bona fide spiritual master. In this case, is the Srila Prabhupada. So that thing is the foundation to help us move on. Life is full of challenges. It's not that, of course, I had my challenge, but you will also have your challenges. You understand? Because that's how Maya works. And unless we have these challenges, we cannot strengthen our faith. That's not possible. You understand? This is why Krishna, he doesn't make it so easy for every one of us. Because until we become disgusted with this material world, we will not be able to make a spiritual advancement. A spiritual advancement means that we are finished with this Maya. We don't want any more. Finish. So that requires some kind of strengthening. Now how to strengthen? Go this situation, that situation, this situation, that situation. And each time you go through this, you get your strength. Increase your faith in Prabhupada and move on. Because now it is quite nice. You all are very nicely doing very good service. But I hope, I am not going to stay for long, forever. That's a fact. I don't think I can stay I get through my life. But when I go, then you're going to manage again this society that we are building up. That's going to be the test, the challenge. How well we have assimilated the instruction of Prabhupada. and how well we want to work together. It is ongoing, it's all going on. So, like I explained my stories, because when I go, there will be your story, and when you go, there will be another story. So, it will be going on. So, what we need to do is this, to have 100% faith in Prabhupada and his instruction. You are not sure, you ask those who are knowing, those who are advanced. And that is very, very crucial. Because without that strength, then Maya can easily bewilder us, very easily. And I don't know, if we are fortunate, yes. If we are not fortunate, then it's finished. As Prabhupada said, many will come and many will go. Those who stay, they are very fortunate. So let us be that fortunate few who want to surrender and push on this movement. And that should be our determination. I am not going to leave Krishna consciousness no matter what. I can sacrifice everything but not Krishna consciousness. That's why in coming verse, Krishna says we are like two swans, you know. Yeah, this is the verse. This verse is shown you. My dear gentle friend, both you and I are exactly like two swans. We live together in the same heart, which is just like the Manasa lake. Although we have been living together for many thousands of years, we are still far away from our original home. I was having another realization on this verse, you know. He says here, original home. That means this philosophy that we never were in the spiritual world, it is not valid. They say we never fell down from the spiritual world, correct? Yes? But this verse proves otherwise, you know. Correct? So our original home is in the spiritual world, then how we are not fallen from the spiritual world? That makes sense? See how this verse?
Only the question is, how did we ever make such a stupid decision when there is no Maya there?
Well, that's another question. But here, Prabhupada is saying, although we have been living together for many thousands of years, we are still far away from our original home. Right? Correct? Where is the original home? Not in the Brahmajyoti, cannot be. Correct? Yes?
Some also fall from there.
Some also fall from there. But this verse clearly says that our original home is in the spiritual world. Original means origin, coming from. Correct? So, very interesting point. So we are like that. We cannot try to falsely live in this material world, ignoring the fact that we all belong to Krishna. So we have to endeavor. That's why the spiritual master is very important, to wake us up. Yeah? Again, yesterday's video, you saw how many of these Babas were loitering around. And not one of them had any idea of anything except to beg for some chapatis, eat, and that's it. Did you see the video yesterday? Tons and tons of them are loitering in the streets of India. Understand? Yeah. But to get one person who knows these signs of Krishna consciousness, what is that? Muktanam api siddhanam? 6? 6? 4. 6:14. So you see here in this verse, so it's so very Muktanamapi Siddhanam Narayana Parayanaha Sudurlabha Prasantatma Kotisvapi Mahamune. Oh great sage, among many millions who are liberated and perfect in knowledge of liberation, one may be a devotee of Lord Narayana or Krishna. Such devotees who are fully peaceful are extremely rare. Extremely rare. So a devotee of Krishna, just like Prabhupada, is so rare. Extremely rare. Is the word is used here, extremely rare. So to get connected to such a person, that means you are winning a jackpot, jackpot. Correct? And not putting interest into his service, simply wasting time. Is it not? Yeah? Already on the path home back to Godhead. Correct? It's a question of having implicit faith in Prabhupada. Very important. So we definitely need to understand this. And then yes, then our conviction will be there, no matter what. Carry on surrendering to Prabhupada and doing gradually everything will become revealed. Everything will be revealed. Just like here, the Brahman came to talk to her, to explain, signs of Krishna consciousness. So when these things they are revealed to you in your heart, then that's it. Everything shines like sun. Everything is clear for you. You know what to do, what not to do. Correct? Yes? Is it not? But if you don't know what to do, what not to do, of course if you take association, that's very good. That's the best actually. But if you don't take association, then it's going to be disaster. It's going to be, you don't know what to do, what not to do, you listen to your mind and you drift away and then that's it. This is a very important point to take note. Spiritual life means this is it, nothing else. They always say in the Christian obituary, I kept the faith. Have you read the obituary of this Christian people? They say, I kept the faith, I ran the race, I kept the faith and now I'm going back. It's not going to be like that, Keeping the faith in the spiritual master means, as Prabhupada said, that means you must be enlightened with what? Enlightened with what? Knowledge. That means you are keeping faith in spiritual master. What the use of keeping faith and you don't know nothing, dumb fool, then what? Yes? So then that knowledge will give us that strength to overcome all the obstacles. You follow? If you don't have that knowledge, then it's going to be dangerous. This Hare Krishna, for so many years I've been doing, nothing is working. And why you joined the Hare Krishna? Just like the picture they say, why you become sadhu? He is blank, I don't know why I become a sadhu. Correct? So we must know why I have become a devotee, why I have surrendered to Prabhupada, why am I surrendering to him? You understand? Now these are the questions. Who is this person who passed away? What are you doing here? Who are you? These are questions that we have to answer. You understand? Where are you going? What are you doing? This is the essence of our spiritual life, That requires conviction. To get that conviction, you need faith, no? Yes? Why you come here every day? On Saturday, why you come? You can go and play hockey. What is that? Cricket? Huh? Go? You can go? So many things you can do, right? Why come here? What? Huh? I don't know, because if I don't go, I don't get prasadam. No? Prasadam. Understand? So we should know, why am I coming to the mukha? Why am I surrendering? Why I am surrendering to the person? But these are all very important questions. Then we have to convince ourselves. Then yes, once we get that conviction, it says, Prabhupada says in this verse, it says in this verse, Yam labdva chaparam labam manyate nadikam tata yasmin sito na dukhena guruna api vichalyate. This verse very important. Na? It explains in this purport, in the translation. Established thus, one never departs from the truth, and upon gaining this, he thinks there is no greater gain. When situated in such a position, one is never shaken, even in the midst of greatest difficulty. This indeed is actual freedom from all miseries arising from material contact. That can only happen, have implicit faith in Prabhupada. Anything may come, I care less. Krishna will help me, I am sure. So similarly now we are again put into a very big challenge. Krishna never makes it so easy for us. So we only have got $300,000 in our account, and Krishna is asking us to buy the $35 million building. How to do that? Yes? I must be joking. I think this is a dream. Let's forget it. Huh? Can we think like that? What do you say? I am blindly following. They ask me to do, I do. I don't think so. 35 million, maybe I will try. Yes, we can think like that. But we say no. If this is what Krishna wants, I am sure you will help us. We are going to do it. And this will become so pleasing to who? So that's why it says in the previous verse, the spiritual master order is considered as what? Life and soul. There is nothing else for us. Especially those who are initiated. Initiation not just throw something in the fire and that's it. No, I throw something they gave me one name. What does the initiation means? What? You cannot say no. Cannot what? An order. We have to carry it out. Just like in the army, when they ask you to fight, you go and fight. You cannot say no. I think I don't want to die. I don't want to do. No. Then you will be shot. Either they shoot you or these guys will shoot you. Either way, you will get shot. Right? Just like what's his name? Marichi said, Ravana will kill or Ram will kill. Better to be killed by who? Ram. So we also, either way we will die. Better to die executing Prabhupada's desire. So let us strive to fulfill the desire of Prabhupada. It is tough, but it is manageable. All we now need is to ask. How many people? As many people as we can, right? If we can get 30,000 people giving $1,000, that's what? Possible? Possible, not possible? No, la Prabhu, $1,000 they will not give. Huh? Huh? I think yesterday someone donated. Right? Yesterday. Prabhu, I'm. So, we're getting encouragement news. They are giving, they want to give. Of course, we are slowing it down. Our website is not ready and we have so many teething problems. But I can see the encouragement. Although it is small, but it's trickling in. So we have to keep the momentum going. If every one of us push, and I think we have to push. You understand? It's not left only for me or for him or for him. No. If I say I am a Prabhupada disciple, then it's my duty to do this for him. Because if we can get a permanent place for their Lordship, it is going to be definitely a very big, what we say, step in establishing Krishna consciousness, I would say, in whole of Asia outside India. I think Singapore is a very important city. Very important city. I mean, I go to India, they put Singapore. Everywhere, if they want to show something, Singapore. Have you seen? When Singapore coming, wow, a big treatment, red carpet, so many things, So, very iconic. Singapore is very, very important city. And not only that, it is the only city in the world that Prabhupada was asked to leave. At least he set his foot here. That was good already. Yes? Paileba airport, now you go, the terminal coming in, he landed there, he was there. I was in that airport doing some work at the time. So we have to take up this challenge, we have to do it. I think we all work together, we can accomplish it. Yes? Huh? No? Yes. Huh? What? Yes. Yes. Understand? Even we have to sell our house and yes, we must do this for Prabhupada. This is our challenge. We cannot say no. Right? So we will try. So please take it as a service. In this way, take direction and pray. And Prabhupada will give us the inspiration. Prabhupada will make what? Open doors. And I think we are going to succeed. Yes? Because some of you say, Prabhu, I am not even a PR here, I am not going to stay here, what do you want to do this for what? But no, whether you are PR here or you're citizen elsewhere, but this is a service to our spiritual master. Alright, please take it seriously and let us push on. Alright, any questions, any comments on these points raised? I spoke this story about my life so that it will inspire you on the challenges that I went through. Of course, I have to write a book, I guess. But let's finish this, then we will write the book. Yes? a befitting end. I never tell you actually one more thing. We wanted to bring Prabhupada here in 1992. At that time there was not, the murtis were made somewhere else, So this devotee, he made this one statue of Prabhupada, this color. Actually this color is not available in any temple anywhere in the world. Unique. So he was sold in Vrindavan. So okay, we bought, And then to bring him here, wow, Indian government, many problems. This is religious artifacts, statues, it can go many sanctions. Some or other we managed to clear that obstacle and we brought Prabhupada. It was in the, I think in the cargo complex. And we went to receive Prabhupada in I think it was a Rolls Royce car. So we brought Prabhupada in the Rolls Royce in 1992, I think, and he was established in the temple. So we have been taking him in so many places. Now we want to finally establish him in permanent place. Right? So let us work together. Thank you again. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Gaur Premanandi.